I want to start out here in Oregon. I don't know how it works in your state, but here in Oregon, you can sign up with the state health department, and it's it's very easy to find out. It's on their websites and everything, to get a daily little kind of email summary of what the coronavirus situation is in Oregon. And they list how many infections have been reported by county throughout the entire state. We had a total of, I think, 83 or 87 yesterday. How many deaths? I think we had no deaths yesterday. All of the deaths that we're having now are unvaccinated people. They list whether those people had pre-existing conditions, things like that. And yesterday, in this little email that I got from the state of Oregon, they included, because there's all this concern about breakthrough infections. You know, what happens if I've been vaccinated and I sit, in a restaurant next to some mask hole who's not vaccinated, who has a fulminating case of COVID and doesn't realize it yet because people are really contagious for a couple of days before they start getting symptoms. What happens if I get, massively exposed to like the Delta variant and it breaks through and I get sick? And people are freaked out about this in Oregon and around the country. And by the way, countries are as well. Israel just announced, because of the Delta variant, and most of the country is vaccinated in Israel. They did a really good job of this, one of the best in the world. Israel just announced they're reimposing mask mandates indoors. The United Kingdom just pulled back on, Britain just pulled back on some of their, openings. Other countries in Europe doing the same thing. So this physician, he's a family doctor, a family physician in Medford, Oregon. His name is Dr. Robert Jackman. And just, a great guy and you're just a regular doctor. And he was fully vaccinated way back in December, and he got a breakthrough infection. And he tells the story of it. This is 42 seconds. And it just took my fear away. So let me play this for you. Here it is.
Besides being a practicing family physician and one of the first people to be vaccinated here just before Christmas, I'm one of the few breakthrough cases in Oregon. Despite all my precautions, I still became infected. Because of my vaccination, though, my experience of COVID-19 was much less severe than most of the patients I've cared for in our isolation unit. My symptoms from COVID-19 only lasted about 8 hours, and they were not much worse than the very mild and minor side effects I experienced from my second vaccine. I can tell you from firsthand experience, the vaccinations work. I also implore you to get vaccinated.
I mean, just very, very straightforward. He's saying, you've got to get vaccinated. I mean, it's like, and if you do get vaccinated, you're not going to have these terrible symptoms. So why don't we have vaccine passports? Why can't I go to a restaurant and know that the guy next to me is not going to make me sick? Well, maybe getting sick from the guy next to me is not such a terrible thing, but on the other hand, I'd really rather not get COVID. Wouldn't you? I mean, so, let's have a serious conversation about that. So that's the number one thing I want to share with you.